Hi, this is Mike Brown, owner of Death Wish Coffee Company. Welcome to Fueled by Deathcast.
I love Jabba, sweet and hot. Whoop, Mr. Motorama, coffee spot.
Death Wish Coffee presents Fueled by Deathcast, the world's strongest podcast. With your hosts, the incredible Jeff and the amazing DMAN.
Welcome, everybody. I am the incredible Jeff.
And I'm making some coffee right now.
You sure are. That's why you are the amazing D-Man.
But anyways, we're making some coffee for a good reason today.
Yeah.
Later on in the show, we'll do a live. I guess it's not live since we're here.
It's live to me.
Okay, it's live to Jeff. I'm making him some DeathProof coffee. We've had
first
some
time
requests. Yeah, so we're making it happen.
And we'll get to that a little bit later. But we do want to let you know, as always, we are available on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Music. We are now on YouTube, if that is your fancy, and you can always find us at deathwishcoffee.com/deathcast for all of the episodes of Fueled by Deathcast. And we have something special to tell you. Next week, look for something super cool coming from both a D-Man and myself, considering the Fueled by Deathcast. We're going on the road again, and we're going to Puxatawny.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Gobbler's Knob.
Yeah, we're going to Gobbler's Knob, and we are going to see the groundhog come out in the morning and see if we're going to get more winter or not. And we're actually going to record it, and we're going to release it as a special mini episode next week. So be prepared to check that out.
I can't wait
Yeah.
to meet and talk to the inner circle.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds so cool.
Yeah.
I want to meet the specialized handlers for Phil the Groundhog.
Those guys in the top hats. So hopefully we'll have some fun stuff coming for you next week.
Science!
All right. This whole episode is going to be very coffee-based. In fact, this is our second in our series of Death Wish Coffee employee episodes, which will meet the employee later on. But our science segment even is going to be coffee. Published in a journal just recently.
Wait, you're not going to freak me out about coffee now?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Researchers have sequenced the genome of Arabica coffee.
So explain to me what that means. The genome sequence. It's so fancy.
Well, okay, so basically what that means is that they took and they looked at the DNA and the RNA of the bean itself and have started to figure out exactly what plant and tree, I guess you could say, that it actually originates from. Just like we've taken our human DNA and have learned that we descend from Neanderthal and we descend from Homo erectus and these different types of, early humanoids.
I like how you said Neanderthal.
And
you're an educated man, Jeff.
And so they're starting to sequence out the genome of Arabica coffee. In 2014, researchers led by Dr. Philippe Lachemers of the French Institute of Research for Development actually generated a high-quality draft genome of Robusta coffee. And what's funny is I bring these both up because both Robusta and Arabica is what makes up delicious Death Wish coffee.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Robusta actually accounts for only about 30% of the world's coffee production. It is grown mostly for use in instant and blended coffees. It has a greater crop yield than Arabica, and it also contains more caffeine. It's just not a higher quality bean, right?
And that's why we use it in Death Wish coffee, but Robusta is usually a lower quality bean because it grows in the wild. And it almost only specifically grows in the wild. So there's no way you could necessarily get Robusta coffee fair trade and organic. It's everywhere. You just take it down and process it however you want. But we've actually created at Death Wish like a market for fair trade and organic Robusta coffee. We found a farm in India that actually did produce a little bit, and you start buying a little bit, and then you start buying more, and you create a demand for it. And now it's it's a lot more available because of the growth of the company with the growth of that particular coffee bean.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and now I think that's why we're seeing, like, I'm sure we're all very aware of the copycats of Death Wish coffee.
Who shall not be named.
None of them shall be named because they're all for a limited amount of time only, because they just will not last. But the only reason why those companies are even able to be around and be like organic coffee is because it's more readily available because of the market that Death Wish itself created.
So awesome. So the co-author of this paper, Dr. Juan Medrano from the University of California, actually explained it this way. The new genome sequence for Coffea Arabica contains information crucial for developing high-quality, disease-resistant coffee varieties that can adapt to climate changes that are expected to threaten global coffee production in the next 3 decades. What's funny is that this kind of coffee, the coffee Arabica, it is only grown worldwide at equatorial latitudes below 25 degrees. If you're looking at a globe, that's, like below the equator there.
Yep.
Over the last 6 years, actually, it has started to be grown in Santa Barbara, California, which is actually 19 degrees above the equator. It's the only place in the world that's actually growing this type of bean. They found out that the genome is actually sequenced from a remarkable variety called Geisha. And Geisha,
I love that name.
Yeah, Geisha originates from the mountains of the western Ethiopian provinces of Maji and Goldija near the town of Geisha, and is a selection known for its unique aromatic qualities. And they basically like I said, they sequenced the DNA and RNA to kind of bring it back to these types of trees, these trees called Geisha. And it's pretty interesting. Basically, the paper, the scientists that are researching this, what they're doing is they're focusing on identifying the genes and molecular pathways associated with the coffee quality in the hopes that these will provide a better understanding of the flavor profiles of this coffee, but also help with the disease control of it as well, because as a farmer, coffee farmers, as well as many farmers, deal with a specific thing called leaf rust, and it's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's your plants are dying. And by knowing where the genome actually is mapped out from, it'll give it a better understanding of how to combat that disease.
Interesting.
Yeah, really, really neat. So, as I said, there was a little bit of coffee science to drop to.
I liked it.
Yeah.
What fuels you?
So this week we had the honor and privilege to talk to one of the all-stars of the Death Wish Coffee employee team. And you probably know him if you've ever called customer service anytime. And we will get to Caid a little bit later. But that really kind of led to the theme of this episode. Customer service as a whole is a monster of a job as it is, but it really translates to your life as well, because to be a good customer service, employee or person, you have to be a good person. You have to be a personable person.
Yeah.
And what fuels me getting out of bed in the morning is the uphill battle I have with trying to be a good, personable person every day.
Yeah, hard. It's hard if you're carrying around baggage. Like, if you have something else pissing you off, it's kind of hard not to throw that out on somebody else. It's kind of hard then to show up somewhere and be like, "Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
How are you actually feeling?" Like,
Exactly. And we live in this unsure and just unforgiving and aggravating world. With everything that is at our fingertips now.
We're on a rock flying through space. We could be let loose at any point.
Exactly. And it's just, it's hard day to day to just understand that everybody's going through the same trials and tribulations, and just to be considerate and just to be a good person. I always think of another one of our favorite Death Wish Coffee employees, Eric Donovan, who actually appeared on our first employee episode number 2. If you ever ask him, no matter what day of the week it is, no matter what he's dealing with in his life, you ever ask him how his day is, he always says the exact same thing.
This is the best day ever.
Best day ever, yep. And it's a great outlook.
Or another day in paradise.
Or another day in paradise. And it's a great outlook on life. And
he really actually feels that way.
And he had to work for that too, though. I mean, that's just not, he didn't just wake up out of bed one day and decide that. That takes a lot of work to put your mindset on that. And
do you know how nice it is to work with somebody who's like that all
Oh,
the
I'm
time?
sure.
It's very difficult to find somebody who's actually in a good mood all the time, and then you get to work side by side with them, and it's really I'm blessed to work with people who strive to be personable, nice people.
Like Eric and like Caide. And we learned a lot talking to Caide. And like I said, we'll hear more from him later in this episode. But we did mention at the top half that...
I'm so excited.
Okay, we've heard... We follow you guys all, on social media, and when you're talking about Death Wish Coffee, and a lot of you have been talking about the podcast too, which we thank you all so much for all your shares and your retweets.
We can't thank you enough.
All the awesome stuff.
And there's a trend that I've seen pick up, which I'm really excited about, is DeathProof coffee. And I'm seeing a lot on Instagram. I'm seeing a lot on Facebook of people now picking up my crazy habit of drinking butter in your coffee.
Yeah, I've been watching you do this now for a little bit, and I've
for
never
years now, every morning.
I've never tried it, and it's funny because it
seems weird, right? Why would you put butter in your coffee?
I mean, I love butter,
and
I love coffee, so it seems like a match made in heaven. I just have never thought about it or tried it, and I know that we've talked about it before, like you are like the OG of DeathProof coffee, so it's like, why don't we actually talk about it? And we've seen a couple of you on social media even ask that same question. So
we brought it here. I actually have some freshly brewed pumpkin spice coffee here. I personally like to do it with pumpkin spice because I think with the butter, it makes it taste a little bit like French toast.
That's awesome. I can't wait. And you're brewing that right out of an awesome Chemex.
Yeah. Usually at home, I do it with my AeroPress because I'm just making 1 cup of coffee.
But here at Death Wish HQ, we have access to Chemex and all that kind of stuff.
Speaking of Chemex, I gotta pull the coffee out of here. Why don't you tell people about our setup here?
All right. Well, I mean, you've got it all on lock with your Chemex and the water on the little hot plate. I see some butter like hanging out in a blender. In fact, Dustin really upped his barista chops on this episode, and we have a tiny wooden cutting board with the most adorable stick of butter, that he was able to shave off a couple slices of. But I'm uncertain on the other parts of it that you're going to be putting in.
Yeah, let me tell you what I got going on here and how this is going to go. First, I'm going to pour you a delicious cup of coffee.
Okay.
I'm going to leave some room on it because when you blend it with all the butter and everything added in, it foams up really heavy. That's what you want. You want that foamy like latte type. So you leave room on the top of your cup to make sure
that there's enough room for that. Okay.
Yeah.
So you brew your coffee first.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I pour it into my blender, and as you see in the blender here, we have a tablespoon of butter.
Tablespoon of butter, okay.
And I put a tablespoon of MCT oil in it.
Now, what is MCT oil?
MCT oil, think about coconut oil, which is crazy beneficial for you.
Totally, yep.
So they've taken coconut oil, thrown it in a centrifuge, where all like the vegetable matter and like that dense stuff sits on the bottom. MCT oil is the clear, flavorless, odorless stuff that's on top. And that is loaded with all the stuff that is beneficial in DeathProof coffee.
Now, how much of that do you put in?
I only put a tablespoon in.
Okay.
And let me tell you, you have to measure that. For a while, I was just like...
willy-nilly, just throwing it in there?
And I would have face-palmed my grandma to get to the bathroom in time.
Oh, no.
You got to be careful with this stuff. It is a little heavy. It will run through your gut. You digest it really fast. But the reason there's a few different coconut or MCT oils out there. You can actually find it made with palm oil too, and it's usually a lot cheaper. But you want the coconut oil.
Okay.
You want it 100% made with coconuts
MCT oil.
because it's it has lauric acid in it, and that's the beneficial fatty acid that you're getting from MCT oil. Now, also with the butter, you want grass-fed butter.
Grass-fed butter.
And
I've seen some people use salted butter and some people use unsalted butter.
I prefer unsalted because I think it's a little weird having salt with your coffee, but it's not that big of a deal if you like that, I guess.
Usually salted butter is pretty subtle anyways.
But the reason why I like to use grass-fed butter is because it has a lot more vitamin A in it. It has a lot more vitamin D and K2 in it, and it's a lot more omega-3 fatty acids in it.
Gotcha.
So you're getting a whole blast of awesome omega-3 fatty acids with this DeathProof coffee, and that's pretty much why I drink it every morning. It gives me a lot of
I'm excited.
Gusto. So little add-ons that I have that I like to put into it.
Okay.
Is a little bit of stevia extract to give it a little bit of sweetness.
Sweetness to it, yeah.
I like stevia because it's just a sweetener. It doesn't raise your blood sugar level.
Right.
And right here we have collagen protein.
Okay.
And I get the collagen protein and the MCT oil from the same company on Amazon, and they're called SR Sports Research. They're very...
Shout out to SR Sports Research.
There it is. But they make really high-quality stuff for a very reasonable price. And it's on Amazon. So
cool.
You can get it on Prime. I get it in 2 days.
There you go. You can get your Death Wish coffee and your SR Sports Research products right on Amazon.
So I use a scoop of the collagen protein. It's good for your bones. It's good for your skin. It's good for your hair. I like to add it in for a little bit. So this is my breakfast.
Awesome.
This I don't eat anything because if this fills me up. You know that hunger pain you get in the morning?
Yep.
To me, that's the sign that I haven't had my DeathProof coffee yet.
DeathProof coffee, yeah.
So we're gonna do this here. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. Okay. So D-Man's gonna pour all these ingredients into the blender, which he's doing right now, and I am going to warn you. I'm hoping we're gonna turn the mics away from the blender for a minute, but I'm sure the blender will fill this room with its wonderful grating sound. But at least we're not blending like a bunch of meat and vegetables and stuff. So you want to pour your coffee into the cup first, like D-Man said, so you leave the little bit of room at the top so you know exactly how much coffee that you're blending. So you want to do this, if you're doing this, obviously do it per cup. You're not going to do a full pot like this.
So a couple of notes. I blend it for about 30 seconds.
Okay.
And as I blend it, that's when I add in the collagen protein.
Oh,
so
okay.
I open up the little hatch on top of the blender that's always there.
Yeah.
And I pour it in as it blends, just so it doesn't stick to the bottom of the blender.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool. So that's when the collagen protein goes in, and then also obviously the little bit of the oil and the sativa just to give it that little bit of sweetness. Stevia, sorry. Wow.
Sativa.
Sativa, yeah, that's something you don't want in your coffee, or maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not condoning, the use of.
Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
Here we go. He's gonna turn it on. Oh my gosh, well, that's not too bad. It looks like liquid gold. It's pretty exciting having him create a drink directly in front of me that I'm going to drink on podcast for all of you listeners out there.
So yeah, you can see it getting frothy. And
it's getting
awesome
super frothy. Like I said, I am a complete DeathProof virgin. I have never tried this before. I've never even thought to do it. It's not that I've never seen it. I've seen Dustin drink it in front of me a million times. That is actual sound.
That's the sound of that's what you want when you open your blender.
Wow, that's the sound of deliciousness right there. And so there I go then. So here it comes into the cup.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm excited too.
I hope it doesn't make you poop, Jeff.
I hope so too. How does it taste? He's gonna try it first just to make sure. Every good chef, if you're making anything, you always taste it first to make sure that whatever you made is good. What do you think?
It's there.
It's there? Okay,
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's my sip. Wow. And he's right. With the pumpkin spice coffee from Death Wish and the butter and all the little extra stuff, it definitely tastes like French toast
Right?
in a mug. I think I might have found a new way to drink coffee every morning. This is amazing, everybody.
And you saw how quick that was.
Super quick.
You get your breakfast and your coffee in one run.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's why I like it. I'm never good at eating breakfast.
Wow.
I'm always running out the door.
Wow, this is excellent. I'm really happy that we got to try this and we got to tell you D-Man's actual recipe for doing this, because we see this actually growing out there. Lots and lots of people are doing DeathProof coffee, and it's pretty exciting that it's something that another way to enjoy Death Wish coffee.
And I don't want to condone that it's healthy, but I think it is. A lot of people are thinking that it does have a lot of saturated fat in it, but it's all the healthy fats.
Right.
And I have that high fat diet that that everybody loves.
There are a lot less healthy options to put in your coffee, like the syrups and the creamers that are out there
or even those flavored coffees that are like artificially flavored with who knows what.
Yep, and it's a lot of stuff that's just, weighing on your arteries. Well, I mean, so is butter, but weighing on your...
Apparently this is, the healthy cholesterol that doesn't weigh on your arteries.
Right.
So
I'm absolutely in love.
Actually, I was reading studies that said that people who eat grass-fed butter have a lower risk of heart attack.
There you go. There's good stuff all around. So I hope you guys all out there try your own versions of DeathProof coffee and enjoy it.
Secret code unlocked. Discount of death.
This week, the code is DeathProof.
So one word.
Yep.
I'll spell it out for Jeff here.
Okay, thanks. I'm terrible at spelling.
It's DEATHPROOF.
There it is, everybody. And you'll get a pretty awesome discount on anything you order from deathwishcoffee.com this week.
The Death Wish Death List.
Jeff, you try and be morose while drinking that delicious cup of DeathProof coffee.
I know, it's so good. But this week, we lost actor Miguel Ferrer. He was 61 years old. He was also George Clooney's cousin.
I didn't know that. They kind of look alike, I guess.
And it's cousin by marriage, I believe. But
okay, then it long.
But he is he was a hell of a working actor. He did so many different things: movie, television, animation. He is most famously known for his role as Bob Morton in the original RoboCop. He made RoboCop. He's the guy who made the RoboCop suit. He also was in Stephen King's The Stand, and he was also the FBI, one of the FBI agents in Twin Peaks.
He was great in Twin Peaks.
In fact, he reprised his role in the new Twin Peaks that will be coming out this year.
Oh, he'll be in it?
So he's in it, yeah. So that's really cool.
Great.
He also got a lot of notoriety for voicing Shan Yu, the evil bad guy from Disney's Mulan.
Have you ever sing that?
Oh, yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, oh yeah. Eddie Murphy is the or not Eddie Murphy. Yeah, Eddie Murphy's the little dragon.
Huh.
And Ming Na Wen from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's Mulan. It's it's pretty great. He also, little known fact, one of his good friends is a man named Peter David, and he co-created the character Spider-Man 2099, and he named him after Miguel Ferrer. His name is Miguel O'Hara, but he named him Miguel after his good buddy. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So we lost him this week. We also lost fighter pilot and astronaut Eugene Cernan. He was 82 years old. He went to space 3 times. He was the pilot of the Gemini 9A. He was the lunar pilot of Apollo 10, which still holds the record for the fastest ship to ever enter our atmosphere. And he was also the commander of Apollo 17. Apollo 17 was the final mission to bring humans to the moon, and he was the last person standing on the moon because he was the last one back in the module before they came back to Earth.
Wow.
Before he even became an astronaut, he logged over 5,000 hours of flight time in fighter jets and landed on an aircraft carrier over 200 times, and that's incredible. There is an incredible documentary out on Netflix right now called The Last Man on the Moon, and it's all about Eugene and his life and his experiences.
Did that come out before his death?
Yeah, it came out in 2014, cool. And it's really, really interesting. I highly recommend that to anybody who's interested in space travel. This week in birthdays, we want to wish a happy birthday to one of the coolest rock and roll stars out there, Eddie Van Halen.
Dude, he is super cool. Even now, he's just like, yeah, man,
I
went to Japan for a tour, and it was cool there, so I stayed and learned how to fight with a sword.
I know.
It's like, what?
It's ridiculous. He's going to be 62. Comedian and all-around amazing person, Patton Oswalt, is going to be 48. And Oprah Winfrey is going to be 63, and Oprah has a little bit of a tie to Death Wish Coffee because she was the keynote speaker at the Intuit QuickBooks event that actually named Death Wish Coffee the I believe it was the top 3 contenders for the Super Bowl commercial last year.
Even I didn't know that.
Yeah, Oprah Winfrey was the keynote speaker. I watched her live through John Swedish's live stream.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So happy birthday to all of them. Now we're going to do something pretty crazy.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, we have tried this a couple times, and it is a giveaway time again. But this time,
It's different.
it's for all the marbles.
It's for it's for all my marbles.
This episode is coming out on January 26th. Okay, the winner will be announced on February 23rd. So you have an entire month, and all you have to do is leave us a review and a rating on iTunes. And iTunes is free to join if you're not a part of it, and you can find our podcast Fueled by Deathcast over there, and you can just leave, and you have to leave a review, because if you leave the review, your name shows up, and that way we'll know what names to put in the hat when we actually choose that. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, what am I going to win?
Yeah, so I'm giving it up, Jeff.
You are. This
Yeah,
is from your personal collection.
We're going to start handing out some of my mug collection for contest winners. So this month we're going to give away last year's Valentine's Day mug that I got.
Yep.
I was still a little green around the gills here, and was collecting mugs like a madman even before I started working here. But I got this one, and it's a low number. It's number 42.
And I believe there was only 3,000 of these made.
I don't know,
or 2,000.
the exact
but
amount.
I know lots of the Mug Life collectors out there. It is a sought after mug. For those of you who did not get one,
It's got the little Cupid demon thing on the. It's last year's
it's
Valentine's
the 2016
Day mug. Yeah.
Valentine's Day mug,
Yep.
and as you said, it is the meaning of life. If there are any Hitchhiker Guide
You got it.
Wow, I almost got it. Yeah, Hitchhiker's
Okay.
Guide to the Universe out there, or to the galaxy. Wow, I lost it all.
No. Start over.
Yeah.
Do it slow, Jeff.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There is the meaning of life in there. It is the number 42, and this is the number 42 of that run. So you'll have a chance to win it. We'll send it right out to you, but you have a full month to do it. All you got to do, go on over to iTunes, leave us a rating and a review.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, aren't you sad to part ways with your collection? And my response is this. I try to be kind of a little Buddhist about my possessions and try not to care about them too much. And I figured that I love the podcast more than I love a giant mug collection that I never drink coffee out of.
Right.
So I figure, why not give the people what they love, the mug, and I'll get what I truly love in growing the podcast.
Cool.
So
And,
we'll work together, and
Yeah.
you guys will get this awesome mug, number 42. I don't even think I've drank coffee out of it.
We will we'll obviously talk about this on all the episodes leading up, but you have until February 23rd episode when the winner will be announced. And we're going to take a short break and let you guys know about all the cool Death Wish news on this week's update.
DMAN's Death Wish Update. Brought to you by Death Wish Coffee.
It's that time again.
It sure is. Oh, man. So what do we got this week, D-Man?
All right, I'll start this off with the scoop that you can now buy. So you've seen it before.
Oh, yeah.
It is the Crosby and Taylor skeleton key coffee scoop.
Yes.
This thing was designed by the always awesome Thomas Dragonetti.
There it is.
And so we're
Yeah,
excited
you
to
can
bring
get
it
it
back
again.
out to you, and it'll be available hopefully for a little bit longer this time. I know last time it sold out really quick. So
Well, you were just testing the waters last time. We know you guys really enjoyed it, and a lot of people didn't get a chance to get one. So it's up on the site now. So go on over and check it out.
So we also wanted to talk a little bit about the Valentine's Day mug that's coming out.
I'm sure you've seen it. Death Wish Coffee on Instagram did a post about it, and also Deneen Pottery actually teased the image out of the incredible Valentine's Day mug that's coming out for 2017.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like a little squad with that scary bear on the front of it.
And the bear has like the Death Wish like eyeball, like the logo eyeball, and it looks like a little bit of a zombie, and it's kind of scary a little bit. It's pretty cool.
So people are asking us a lot about what the story is behind that image with that mug in particular.
Yeah, the death bear for Valentine's Day. Well, just to give you a little bit of a taste, just so you know, famed Death Wish coffee employee Kane Grogan is incredibly terrified of teddy bears.
Yeah, it's like a phobia.
Yeah.
We should have looked this up. There's probably a name.
There's probably a name for it.
There has to be, right?
But he gets sweaty and he shakes, and it's pretty bad. In fact, to the point where everybody has lovingly given him the nickname Cane Bear at Death Wish Coffee, and it kind of puts a chill down his spine every time he hears that. So to commemorate that little bit, that was the basis of the idea behind this mug.
Yeah, and he didn't even know the design until we just released it on Instagram.
Yeah,
and he wasn't too excited.
Excited about it, but we are really excited about it, and that will be coming out very soon. And you'll all be able to get a chance to get one of those really cool mugs.
Speaking about available soon.
Right in front of my face. Okay, so we just released the brand new updated version of the Death Wish Coffee Clean Canteen. They're one of the greatest products out there. It keeps your coffee hot for about 14 million years. And we...
Dinosaurs made coffee, and I drank it, and it burned my mouth.
And we can't just come out with the Death Wish Coffee logo one. We had to do, obviously, the Valhalla Java.
So you've seen the reworked logo with the skeleton beard Viking face.
That's the 2017
and here it is.
mug.
Tell them how gold that is.
It is so gold. It's so awesome. It's got the logo, the brand new logo from the 2017 mug, and then underneath it's going to say Unearthed by Odin.
So Zach Wilde demanded that all of his products be shiny.
Yes. And this is not a matte black at all. This is super shiny. And like I said, it's great because it's coming from Death Wish Coffee and Clean Canteen. And that will be available very soon as well.
Yeah. Keep a lookout like the first couple of weeks of February.
Yeah.
We can't give you an exact date yet. They're still being made right now.
Yep.
Even though we do have one right in front.
Well, that's
the
the one you sign off on, obviously.
Yeah.
But when the product comes, it'll be available to all of you. And
so speaking about some products coming.
Oh boy, something brand new.
So we have a new patch coming out this year.
Oh, so cool. Love the patches. You know.
We'll see that in February as well.
Cool.
You've seen the logo on the windbreaker jacket.
Okay.
It was on the front.
Like the
breast logo,
like the industrial logo.
Exactly. It will be the Death Wish industrial logo patch. So that'll look cool on any of your. I could see it on a Carhartt. Mm-hmm. It'd look really good on a.
I know there's a lot of you fans out there who have some really cool vests and jackets with all the patches on it. So this will
it'll
I
look
hope you have
really
space.
cool
Hope you have space for this one too.
Yeah, it'll look really cool on like one of those rad motorcycle vests. There's got to be a name for that, right? You can't just call it a motorcycle vest.
You can if you want.
Okay. It'll look really cool on your motorcycle vest, guys.
Awesome. Well, that's all we got for you this week, and obviously we'll come back next week with even more Death Wish Coffee news.
Cheers, everyone.
We now return to Fueled by Deathcast.
This week is Death Wish Coffee Employee Week. This is our second episode where we're welcoming one of the incredible Death Wish Coffee employees to be our guest.
So we figured we'd bring someone to you that you're very familiar with, that you talk to all the time, and who better than the best customer representative this side of the Mississippi, Caiden Tuller.
Yeah, he is so awesome, and we get to talk about his time here at Death Wish and, how customer service, it really isn't just a job. It's also an outlook on life.
It's a lifestyle.
It really is. And it's really cool to have him here on the third mic. And here we go.
The Fueled by Death Guest.
Let's talk about what you do at Death Wish Coffee.
So what I do, my essential, the reason I was hired was basically just to take on all of customer service, take on the social media, take on the emails, the phone calls. Basically, so there's Kane Grogan. He works above me. He's pretty much the guy who interviewed me and, got a feel for me and felt that I was a fit for the team. And, he was basically running the show as far as customer service goes. And there was a lot of other things. You know, it was a really busy time for the company. There was a lot of new ventures to be had, a lot of new opportunity, and a lot of questions. You know, a lot of unopened doors that we were really working on opening, and Kane was working on taking on that role, you know, helping to open those doors and, you know, really build the brand much bigger and just the company itself much bigger than what it was. And the customer service being such a huge part. It's everything, you know, it's everything when it comes to any business. You know, the customer service is huge. Totally, so important.
And that's something that's Mike has always been like so focused on.
Mike told me that he would go broke before he disappointed a customer, which like it meant a lot to me. You know what I mean? It really did. And another thing that he told me that I'll never forget, you know, there's customers. You know, customers are good. There's customers that are frustrated. You know, some are very, very happy. They love to speak with you. Sometimes people are having a bad day. You know, and that's what he said to me. He's like, you know, there will be customers. You know, just because the customer is a little rough around the edges doesn't make them a bad person. It just means they're having a bad day, and that goes, you know, with anything in life. You know what I mean? With anything. So it really opened my eyes to, you know, how to be a personable person, how to be a very hospitable person, and that's really.
Do you think that's affected your personal life?
Absolutely.
In a positive way.
In an extremely positive way. You know, there's people. Someone cuts you off in traffic. You know what? That guy might be kind of an a-hole. You know what I mean? You might think that at the moment, but you know what? Maybe he's just having a bad day. You know? It is the way it is. It really opens your eyes. You know, customer service. Taking it as seriously and really believing in the company itself and believing in the customers and the fans, you know what I mean? Because that's really what everyone is at the end of the day. I don't feel like anyone's a customer. I feel like they're a fan because I'm a fan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They are. They're all of our fans. We're like one giant Death Wish family.
It is like a family, man.
It's crazy.
And that's kind of why it's so enjoyable to work here and work amongst everyone is that, you know, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like hanging out with my friends and you know, we chat about what we like, we chat about what we don't like, what gets us. And, you know, I do the same thing with the customers. When people call in, I find myself on the phone with people for like, Jesus, sometimes like 45 minutes, you know, just talking with someone who just wants to talk, you know, whether it be about coffee or their kids coming to visit them or, you know, whatever it may be. And, you know, taking Mike's advice from the get-go of just like, you know, do what you can for them. Do whatever you can for them. You know, listen to them and try to understand them. And it's like, it's so easy to do. It's just so easy to do. And that's kind of why I feel like I can come in every day and it's not like, oh, I got to get up and go to work. It's like, yeah, I'm going to work. Like I get to chat. I get to see these people. I get to talk to these people. And, you know, it's everything about it. Everything about it is great from literally from A to Z. And, yeah, so I mean, back to just, you know, how I started and why I was hired. It was basically just to take on the customer service department, build it into a department. Because when I started, there was 7 of us.
Yeah.
When did you start?
I started not last September. It was the September before then. So I went in for an interview like the middle of August, working a warehouse job. I was so tired of it. Didn't know what was next. Didn't know what the future had in store for me. And you know, I came across the ad for employment, customer service. I was like, yeah, you know, I've done that. I can, you know,
Did you hear about Death Wish before?
I had heard about Death Wish before.
How'd you hear about Death Wish?
It's Saratoga, you know, just being from Saratoga, New York. I noticed after I was hired and got to talking with everyone, a lot of us all have mutual friends. I think it's amazing. So I just heard it, you know, just from speaking with people, just frequenting Saratoga coffee traders. You know, just Ataya, you know, Ataya and I went to high school together.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, really crazy. And, you know, I remember she mentioned it before and, yeah, I don't know, it was weird. Like the whole universe was like reaching out for me the entire time. I was like, you know, we're going to come back for you. And then sure enough, everything kind of fell into place.
So you were saying that like when you went for your interview and you subsequently got hired at the company, it was a much smaller company at that time.
Yeah.
Like, can you talk a little bit about like what it was like your first like couple, you know, weeks, month, like working here?
We started like pretty much around the same time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it was right before the Super Bowl.
It was
pretty much right before we found out.
Right.
Yeah. My second week there was like, you guys won the Super Bowl. I was like, what? What am I doing here?
Whoa. Wow.
But you were there like I think maybe like a month before me, so you got to see like the lead up to the voting.
All the pushes, it was intense. It was when I started, exactly. When I started, we were working toward building votes and helping to get the name out there, because at that point, it was really mostly, it was just Saratoga, maybe Albany County that really knew about Death Wish, or coffee traders, really, you know what I mean? Because at that time, that's kind of where it all began from. So with having already an established online presence, which was a huge work in progress before I started up until that point and now, people were slowly starting to hear about us. We had a huge email list, which was great. It was a really good size, and that's how we reached out. That was our voice. That was our main means of communication, and
still is pretty
still
much.
is.
Yeah,
It's
that newsletter is the jam.
It's everything, and they're so fun to read. It really is. It's amazing to see how much they've progressed.
And now it's fun to listen to.
And now it's fun to listen to.
With
now
the podcast connected to it every time.
That's what I mean. It's just it's grown. It's matured so much. It just gets better every week. It just seems to get better. Everything all around. So yeah, when I had started, it was working on getting those votes, and that was really what it was just reaching out to customers and letting them know a little bit more about what we were about and what we were looking to do. And here's we've got a chance to win a Super Bowl commercial,
Right.
Super Bowl 50 at
Right.
that, which
Yeah.
was
the biggest one.
to me the biggest. I
Yeah.
remember being a little kid and like watching football with my dad and being like, someday there's gonna be a 50.
Yeah, I remember thinking. I remember thinking
And
the same
and
thing.
It was just nuts. It was nuts. And then to be a part of a company who had a 30-second spot featured during that, to me, the biggest Super Bowl to have ever happened. Doesn't matter who was playing. To me, it's just the golden. That's
And
the
we're
golden
the
anniversary.
smallest company
Ever.
to ever have a Super Bowl, and probably will ever have a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we were 12 people,
Yeah.
At that time, I think,
including
warehouse,
Mike.
including Mike and the warehouse guys, I think it was like 11 or 12 people. Yeah, very, very small.
So what has the growth been like? I mean, obviously we know that the company has grown leaps and bounds since then, but for your job specifically, how has it been like from your first days working here to now? Like, does it ever, is it surreal still? Like, is it?
It is absolutely still very, very surreal. There's some days where I come in and I'm like, when I left yesterday, there had no emails to answer. I come in today and now I have 200 emails
Oh my goodness.
on just one platform. So, and then that's, like I said, we do, social media
Yep.
and, the phones. We have a live chat service now, which is fantastic. That was implemented early on last year.
Is that directly from the website?
Directly from the website.
live
Yep,
chat?
there's a little widget right off the on the left-hand side. Depends if you're using a desktop or a mobile, mobile device. But yeah, we've got that live chat service, and when we're not available, which is anytime after 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, it changes into a little email widget, so you can always send us an email too. But having the live chat is amazing because it's like IMing your friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get a live chat and you send a little smile emoji and, it's back and forth. People are very, receptive to it in a very positive way. And, it cuts down emails, which I have no problem answering emails.
Yeah.
It's, it really is pretty amazing how detailed some people will get in their email, just to help you understand their issue. You know what I mean? So it's like, they came to me because they needed help. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why live chat is so fun and unique, because we can handle any issue right there on the spot. It's just troubleshooting right off the rip, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's just fun to do. You know what I mean? It's not like, I gotta go to work and
Right.
sit at my desk and answer emails. It's like, I get to chat. I get to communicate on a real level with these people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've been here for a couple of years now, in the trenches, in the front line of customer service. Is there any surprising stories from that, or any crazy? I'm not trying to call out customers or anything, but is there any crazy instances that you had to deal with, like in your time here? Like,
Oh man, there's been a lot. I mean, there's been a lot. Every now and then you get an angry customer who is just
I want the juicy details.
inconsolable, man. Just so inconsolable. That's happened, honestly, since I've been here. I believe the most serious instance was just one time. And this gentleman was just so distraught. And, we did everything we could to help them. You know what I mean? It's kind of
just like what do you want? I know the
like,
the one
what
you're
can
talking
I
about.
do?
Yeah, please just tell me what you want, and we will do that for you.
Yeah.
And he wasn't hearing it.
He just didn't want it. And to me, there is nothing to be upset about when it comes to coffee.
Right.
Nothing. How can you be angry at all? Not even an ounce. Not even
Right.
a little bit. So I was like,
Have some more coffee.
And that's exactly. Let me send you some more coffee. Let me do this. I will brew it if I have to for you. Whatever I can do to help. But that's one extreme. The other extremes are just people that will, like I said, when someone will call and I spend like 35, 40 minutes on the phone with someone, it's because they love it. Oh, they love it
They
so
just
much.
had a cup of coffee too,
And they will tell me
They
that.
can't stop.
It's funny when you
can't
can
stop
hear
talking
them.
right now.
You're on the phone with them and you hear them do this. One of those, and you're like, okay, and then that's a good time for me to take my little coffee sip as well, and then we enjoy it and we laugh and laugh.
Shout out to all the fans of Death Wish, especially the official fan page on Facebook and everything,
No
because
doubt.
they are what fuels this company as well. Because you deal, like you're saying, you deal with them on a daily basis, and some of them love this company so hard. It's incredible that just as a customer service agent, you're having half-hour conversations with people that you probably have never met.
Never have met, and
it makes us feel like rock stars. We just constantly have an audience of awesome people cheering us on,
cheering, man, just so ecstatic,
so pumped up with caffeine, and just like wow.
I hold big thanks just to the coffee itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would we be this cheery without it?
Exactly.
Really?
No.
Exactly.
No, we wouldn't.
Let's be real.
Nobody's getting this amped up over tea.
Yeah, or nasal spray. like
Calling you out, Britain.
Yeah, eye drops. Calling you
Yeah.
out, Britain. No doubt. No doubt.
No.
But yeah, man, it's amazing the sea of fans out there. Just like they love it for the same reasons we love it. You know what I mean? It's the brand. It's Skull and Crossbones.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Now. Come on
Yeah.
now. It's perfect. It's perfect. And the coffee is delicious, which I was a little skeptical when I started. I wasn't big on I'll be honest. I wasn't too big on drinking coffee, and especially drinking
same
coffee
here.
black.
Yeah.
And of course, starting the roaster, John, and Mike, of course, everyone really they took their turn coming to me with their questions about me. When I started, the first one, of course, do you drink coffee? Do you drink coffee black? My answers were both no.
No, yeah.
No. So before I blinked and I opened my eyes and there was a black cup of coffee in front of me. I tried it and I was like, this is the real deal.
Yeah.
This is the real deal. I didn't know it could taste this great. You know what I mean? And to have a proven effect was just even better. So
It's definitely a plus working for a company that makes bomb ass coffee.
Yeah.
Like,
dude,
if we were like let's say we have exact same job. We get to do a podcast, we get to play ping pong, we get to shoot some basketball, do our thing here.
You also do some work sometimes.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. But go on.
but okay, same thing. Everything's the same except for it's Folgers.
Ugh.
Folgers
Name drop.
decaf, like Folgers
Decaf.
decaf, right? Okay, and there's just Folgers decaf everywhere. That's all you smell. That's all you get to drink for free all day. The job just cut itself in half.
Right.
Like, count me out.
significantly. Yeah, I'm all set. I can't even imagine. I'm picturing just decaf everywhere.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And it hurts my feelings
Yeah,
a little
it's
bit.
gotta smell like crap too.
It does smell like crap.
I don't
taste like crap.
I actually don't. Do you smell it in here anymore?
Coffee?
Yeah.
No.
No,
But
I don't
every
either.
time someone comes in, they're like, "Oh, it smells amazing."
Yeah.
You smell it, right?
I
Jeff?
still do when you guys are doing like either if you guys are doing special blends, like when you guys were getting the hot
yeah.
toddy
Oh,
together.
hot toddy.
As soon as I would walk in here,
God.
it was just everywhere.
Let me tell you a funny story about the hot toddy.
Uh-huh.
So when John was working on the recipe for this, so we do everything's all organic, all essential oils, all natural. But for these seasonal blends, they typically have a flavor profile. You know what I mean? So we had like the pumpkin blend. I think. What did we do last year?
The rum ball.
Rum ball, yeah, chocolate
chocolate
rum
rum ball, yeah.
That was phenomenal.
The warehouse smelled so good.
Everything, my
Yeah.
sweaters when I came home from work, I was like, don't wash this yet.
Yeah.
I'm hanging on to this. So the hot toddy was a unique experiment, and I will say experiment before I say experience, because it was literally just John drop
try
some of
this.
this in here, drop some of that in here. It's all natural. Let's just see what it tastes like.
Yeah.
And of course, being at the time, we were in a really small warehouse, and we were all jammed in.
Yeah, we were like in a warehouse the size of this room in here.
That's before you moved into this new facility.
Yeah. So it was basically, and it was cool because we had a big garage bay door, and that was like our window.
We popped that open.
We would pop that open on the coldest of days, even just to
Yeah.
have that. Just it's open. It was an open.
Let
deal.
all the bees in. Remember all the bees?
bees.
I run around screaming. I'm allergic to bees, and I'm sitting the closest to the door. We gotta shut this a little bit.
There was at least an hour every week total allocated to just bee.
Bee destroy.
Just bee
destruction.
destroying. Yeah, bee destruction.
I'm just constantly like typing a letter at my desk at a time, just trying to stay away from my keyboard because there's a bee just hovering around my desk.
Oh man.
And finally he had it. So we compromised. We shut the door a little bit. But so John was in the process of making the hot toddy, and it has unique hints of like apple. Apple was really the prominent
Yeah.
factor that really went into that
He
flavor.
was trying some stuff out,
And there's
it
like
was-
a little cinnamon in it too, right?
cinnamon, yeah, which was pleasant. I mean, I think we're all down with that. But it was the apple.
It was pretty pungent.
Really?
And he had a pile of essential oils at his desk. Let's be fair; it's not
Correct.
It's not even necessarily the hot toddy, which was very pungent and really drove us
It
out
was the
for a little bit.
yeah.
But there was probably like 60 bottles of flavors and oils,
Oils
just
and
hanging
stuff.
out at his
Yeah.
desk, spilling over,
Oh,
and just
man.
like
Yeah, in like a 15 by 15 area.
you're only
Like,
supposed to use like a little
An
bit of
eyedropper of it,
Yeah.
it's small, and he's just like Frank's Red Hot. Just I put that shit on
no.
everything, man. Yeah. So he,
Who moved that coffee on my desk? We all did.
We all did.
together.
It was-
We each took it 5 steps and then tagged the next person in.
Oh my god.
yeah, slowly killing us.
So it was just apple everywhere then.
Apple everywhere. So
Yeah.
there was this little. He had like a 5-gallon bucket, like a Home Depot type of style bucket.
Yeah.
And he had it about 3/4 of the way full with beans, freshly roasted beans, and he had mixed it with the apple oil. And we could all we're all the bay door is open, and we're all just going about our day. And the next thing you know, it's everyone eventually slowly around the room. It's like, does anybody else smell apples? Am I about to die? It's is this the
'Cause
beginning stage?
all I can smell is apples.
Somebody warned me about this. So, we're like, where is this coming from? And then, we hear John shuffle his way over. Sure enough, it's John with his 5-gallon bucket of beans. And he's like, smell this. And he puts the whole thing just boof, right? Because I sit right, I at the time, I sat right closest to the door. So as soon as you come in, I was the first person you'd see. And of course, I'm a target, just waiting,
Right.
for him, and he sticks the whole 5-gallon bucket of beans in my face, literally almost knocks me on my ass, stuffs me in the chair. It was terrible. Couldn't get the smell out of my lungs, my nasal cavity it was just the whole day, and it was 9:30 in the morning. This happened,
No.
and so
Everything tasted like apples for
it
a
was
week.
disgusting. It was terrible. It was because it wasn't mixed yet. It wasn't the
Right.
finished product.
Yeah.
It was just the trial. It was just
It was like an uppercut to the face of apples.
It was literally like getting punched in the face by an apple tree. It was the worst of the worst.
I mean,
kind.
we've talked about this before. This is not a coffee factory by any means. We're trying new stuff.
Yeah.
All
you
the
guys
time.
are mad scientists. Like,
yeah, and we have tried a lot of things that we weren't quite dialed in on yet.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So we've had to refine. Like, for example, the first run of the cold brew was like the filter didn't work right. And it was like
Not as
you
good
had
as
it
it is
too,
now.
Jeff.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
it was like sludge.
Yeah.
It was good though. I mean, it
Oh
was
yeah,
like-
it was very good.
you get through
sludge.
like just like an inch of the can, and you'd be like, "Is anybody else sweating?"
What time is it? How long have I been here?
I'm pretty much known for having an iron stomach, and I also like to consume all sorts of different liquids. I've never had my brain scream at my entire body to
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Like after drinking that
Quickly.
sludge, it was like I had like half of a half of a cup of it, and my
So-
brain was just like, "You're going to die." Like-
It's not always going to be a win. We're trying new stuff. No company has tried to make cold brew like we make cold
No,
brew.
not
so
at all.
We had to refine the filtration process, which we
Right.
have, and now we're working. Don't worry, people. You'll see it very, very soon. I'm sorry I brought it up.
no, it's okay. It's
Yes,
okay.
I know, right? I'm gonna get so many emails just off of this one brief conversation.
Oh no!
It is on its way, guys. It is
Yes.
on its way. It really is. it's better than ever. It really is. The last time I tried it, I was like, "Yep, I think this is
Yeah,
And
you
it's
guys
only
nailed
finally
it.
dialed
yeah.
in." And it is too. It really is.
You guys nailed it.
Yeah, man. It's a whole new level. It's a whole new experience when it comes to drinking coffee.
And that's what's so great about this company too is and I tell this to people who, either have just heard about Death Wish or have never heard about Death Wish. I always say, one of the things I always say about the company is Death Wish coffee is fearless. Like, you guys, the mad scientists of the company, it's never like, should we do this? It's, can we do this?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
It's like, this is an idea that we have. Let's see, throw it against the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah, you're
It's
talking
not-
about
Totally.
a company of 11 or 12 people who won a Super Bowl commercial. You think we're sane?
Right.
You think we got it together?
No, not
No,
even
man.
close.
You got to be a little bit nutty to get this far. And
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot of nuts here.
Yeah.
And I love it.
And you've talked a little bit about this already, but because I get the feeling that, your position as a customer service representative is not just work. What actually fuels you to keep doing this with the company? Because like you said, you were working warehouse jobs. It wasn't necessarily something that, you set out to do originally, but now you seem to be having a hell of a time doing it.
Man.
What fuels you to keep going with it?
I think it's just adventure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've always had that. I've always been about, being outside and going here and exploring and learning and, adapting. And that's adventure. You go on an adventure, you do all of those things. And I feel like every day here is just a brand new adventure. It's a new endeavor. It's a new adventure. And it's mystery.
Yeah.
It's so mysterious. I understand, there's an overall gist of Death Wish and the job and what we go through as employees here and just, a family and a team, because it doesn't really seem, when you say employees, it's like, Mike the owner and then this guy and this guy and this guy. It's like, no, we're a team. We're a big unit. And that part really gets me here every day. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I get to go on a new adventure with my friends every day, every day. And you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. And that fuels me. And, what cool after work things we have going on, whether it be going to Albany Distilling or, we're going to, check out things down in downtown Saratoga or, whatever it may be that's Death Wish affiliated.
NASCAR.
NASCAR, man. we went to Dover, Delaware as a team. A lot of us that had the given time, to go down there for that. It was just, it's stuff like that. We went on a hot air balloon trip with Mike, and that was just spur of the moment. Just hey, who wants to come do this
Right.
with
I
me?
think
You know
we
what I
got
mean?
a message at 8 o'clock the night before. Hey, who wants to go a hot air balloon ride? You got to
Meet
be up
me
at
at
5.
5.
Yeah.
Group text, meet me at 5. Yeah, man. And it's just it's cool stuff like that. It's not all incentive. It's not all about the perks, but of course everybody and anybody in the right mind is going to appreciate that and enjoy the hell out of it. But it's just being in a position to be exposed to that, and exposed to just such genius. You know what I mean? I look at Mike and I see that guy has brains. You know what I mean? He has such a good idea about everything and such a great guy to learn from and to observe, and then of course there's just every other person on this team. It's you can learn something so unique from them, and that fuels me, learning about people and talking with people and being around people. It's just, I enjoy that. Nobody wants to be alone. And when you got your friends, you're never alone.
Yeah.
So the more you're open to having new friends of all different walks of life, it's you'll never be alone. You have nothing to be, nothing to worry about. There's always someone there to talk to.
That is excellent.
I feel like sometimes here when a situation arises, I don't even want to call it a problem because it's more of a puzzle.
Always, yeah.
And it's
Obstacle.
Kate, check this out. Can you check this out for me? And it's all right, Kane. All right, this, and it turns into The Office at CSI, like in the show.
Yeah.
It's all right, and I get this endorphin rush.
Yeah.
That's I love working as a unit.
Yeah.
Did you get that too?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time. You feel amazing.
Yeah, that's good though. I mean,
Goosebumps.
that makes it, not only a good work environment, but it obviously makes it a strong company as well, and that's
Absolutely.
one of the things that one of the the great things about Death Wish Coffee.
Absolutely.
Where do you feel you've been here for a couple of years now? You've seen the growth. I mean, obviously the huge bump of a Super Bowl commercial, but where do you feel what's next for the company? Do you see any goals, or are there any goals of your own that you see like being fulfilled?
Man, top floor, similar to Trump Tower. I want to just overlook the entire city.
Yeah.
Rub my mitts together and know that it's no. I picture
Scarface style. I like it. I like it. Going out like Scarface.
Right.
Exactly.
Just a pile of
Coffee
beans.
Coca beans.
There we go. I see the parallels. They're crazy.
Isn't it amazing?
Say hello to my little friend.
So I call him Keurig.
Mic drop.
That's it. Sign off.
Oh my god.
I don't know. That's a crazy question, and it kind of, I think that takes me back to like how every day is like a new adventure. You know what I mean? I never really know. Remember those candies, Wonder Ball?
Yep.
What's in Wonder Ball?
What's in a Wonder Ball?
I don't
Yeah.
know anything about a Wonder
It was
Ball.
It was a big chocolate ball. In fact, I think they're illegal now again or something like
It
that.
sounds like a
Probably.
choking hazard already.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, because they stuffed candies.
and toys and stuff in them. But it was like a big like chocolate
covered toy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Basically.
I don't see what
that.
could go wrong here.
Enjoy.
Let's stick an army guy with something
So you're-
sticky
Yes.
and pointed and serrated that can.
So you're saying that's the next piece of merchandise from Death Wish Coffee?
Yes,
is-
chocolate covered razor blades
Oof. I'll cut that out.
with a light Turkish grind mixed in. No. Don't get excited.
Yeah, don't get excited.
But I say Wonder Ball because it's like you never know.
Right.
I really have no idea. I know that it feels successful. It feels exciting. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I'm not sure where we're headed next. I never imagined that we would be here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think when we were all in the running for the Super Bowl commercial and, telling our friends, I dogged my family so bad.
Yeah.
Vote, send these things out, call our cousins in California and tell them to vote for my company. Like it's crucial. I never expected that this would be the outcome. You know what I mean? When I signed up for the job, when I applied, I never imagined at all, where it would be. So I feel like that's kind of been the theme of this entire adventure thus far is like I don't know what's next.
You
but
almost don't want to put a pin in it.
Right.
Exactly.
You're going to be wrong.
Exactly. I don't want to underestimate, and I don't want to, Mike's always he always tells every meeting that we do, we talk about our wins and our goals and things like that. And he's always pushing toward dream big. You know what I mean? Go for it. Set a high goal. Set something that seems like you'll never get to it because eventually you're going to get to it and you're going to knock your own socks off. You know? So in this type of position, in this situation, I just want to sit back and enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's why I come in every day. I want to be here because, things change with a gust of the wind. You know what I mean? It's especially around here. Like you said, we're always working we're innovating and, we're coming up with new ideas and we're trying new things. And, we could be talking about an idea for a week, get to day 7, we talk about it again, revisit it, and it's like, oh, you know what? Maybe not. Let's try this instead. Let's change this about it. So you never want to really kind of get your hopes set on something. You just kind of want to show up and give it your all and just be there for it. You know what I mean?
And that's true for life too. You know?
Absolutely.
You show up, give it your all, and be there for
And
it.
you be there for it, man.
That's a great outlook for it.
And that's just it's easy to feel that way. It's easy for me to apply that feeling to this business, to this job, because I know it's in a great direction as it is. You know what I mean? Who knows? I want to go worldwide. I mean, we ship internationally. I talk to people from the UK and Australia and Japan all the time. It blows my mind how often I speak to people that are just far, far away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm excited to be a household name. I think that's when I picture the future. I picture that. I picture everybody knows Nike. Everybody knows Folgers. You know what I mean? And right now it feels like everyone knows Death Wish, but not yet.
Not yet.
And we're so close every day to just 100,000 more people, 100,000 more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And eventually we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
And to me, I want to be there for that.
That's awesome. And I mean, that will definitely come because, just in my own travels in the last year, I've seen it where I can show up, in an airport just randomly somewhere in America,
Mm-hmm.
you know, wearing a Death Wish shirt or a hat or something like that. And 2 years ago, I could walk by completely unnoticed. Now, 50 to 75% of the time, I'm stopped and somebody somebody going, "Oh, Death Wish coffee," you know,
Totally.
just like a point and a nod or something like that. And it's
Totally.
like, so it's starting to, that ball's definitely
Oh,
rolling.
soon it'll be like,
Man.
oh my God, is that Incredible Jeff? Somebody stop, Jeff, Incredible Jeff. Can you
No-
sign this photo that I
no
carry of you in my
autographs.
pocket?
You're just gonna have groupies with Boba Fett hats on that are just going to want just to sign
You
sign
want to
it.
talk about big dreams? This is my big dreams right there. Well, here's a final question that we are implementing to every employee at Death Wish Coffee: Death Wish or Valhalla Java?
Oh, dude, come on.
I love your
on.
everybody's experience on that too, because everybody says the same thing, but you got to choose.
All right, I'm gonna give you some customer service right now
Awesome.
because I get this question all the time. from
Awesome.
people all the time. It depends on what you're looking for.
Uh-huh.
What are you looking for?
What are you looking for, Caid?
I'm looking for an answer.
All right, I was gonna say love, but damn it, forget it. Damn, dude, I feel like this is someone's gonna pop in the door when I give this answer and be like,
It's gonna
wrong,
be
you know?
if it's Death Wish, Zach Wild.
Zach Wild, right
Exactly.
behind that door.
It's like,
he's
that guy's
there.
jacked.
Yeah.
Dude. All right, so like I said, depends on what you're looking for. I ultimately, and I'm not paid to say this,
Yeah, you are.
kind of,
Stop.
but not really, not really. I'd say Death Wish because when I drink coffee, I'm doing it for one reason, and that's just to wake the F up.
Yes.
You know, that's
Wake the cup up.
Wake the cup up, man,
Yeah.
and that's how you do it. It's Death Wish. But if you're looking for something, and that's like some people can't handle caffeine.
Right.
You know what I mean? And some people love coffee, they love dark roast,
Mm-hmm.
but they just can't handle the caffeine. The Valhalla Java is a perfect alternative because
Yeah.
it's a little milder. It's got a really unique flavor profile.
Mm-hmm.
It's made up of 5 different origins of beans versus 2, which are found in the Death Wish. So in the Valhalla, you've got those 5 different beans. It's not as strong.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll put it that way. It's not as strong as the Death Wish, but much, much stronger than your typical cup of
Yeah,
coffee. It's, I mean,
right.
it's
Still
inspired
is
by
strong.
Zach Wild.
Oh my
You know what I
gosh.
mean? For
Yeah.
Pete's sake, it's
Do you bleed black?
Yeah.
literally, you probably don't bleed at all because your blood is just
Just coffee.
coagulated.
It's running too fast
Yes.
to like squirt out. It's just like, nah, it's not. I'm doing my work. I'm just passing through your veins.
Just passing through your veins.
You're echoing though a lot of what all the fans of the company a lot of times say, and people the actual drinkers of the coffee, because both products are excellent.
Excellent.
You
man.
know, and they have their differences too, which is nice. It's not like it's just a rebrand of the same type of coffee.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
It's because I do the same thing. Like there are days that I'll wake up and it's like I want a cup of Valhalla today,
Totally.
or today I want a cup of Death Wish. You know, and it's nice to have those options.
If my feet are hitting the floor a little later, like on the weekend or something like that, if my feet are hitting the floor a little later than like 8 or 9, if I'm waking up at like 10 or 11, which is a lazy day, still need a cup of coffee, of course. Every day, you should always start your day with a cup of coffee.
Good advice.
Always. I'll take the Valhalla. You know what I mean? Because it's not too strong. I'm gonna get to sleep later on that night eventually, but it won't like Death Wish. When I first started, I learned my lesson very quickly.
Yeah.
I started drinking coffee. It was like, oh man, it was like probably 3 o'clock in the
Oh
afternoon.
no.
I came into work the next day and I was exhausted because I had only fallen asleep about 4 hours before then.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I learned my lesson. So yeah, I'd say Death Wish
Early.
early, man.
Yeah.
That's my word of advice.
That's good. That's good. Well, thank you so much for
Yeah,
taking the
thank
time
you
to
guys.
talk to us.
This was a lot of fun.
It was so much
This was fun.
All you listeners out there can talk to you
Yes.
anytime,
Come
every
to me.
day.
Come to me.
Yes,
Or you can just listen to this episode on repeat.
Yes.
You know what? I'm out. Just repeat. Save this.
All your answers are in this episode.
Download it to SoundCloud, whatever you got to do.
But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
and,
you guys. It was an honor.
Looking towards the future.
This has been Fueled by Deathcast, a Death Wish Coffee Company podcast production. Thanks for listening.